Why can't boxing and MMA commentators fight? We've recently got a bit of a trend going on where people like the MMA guru have came out showing us boxing skills. Surely you need to be a professional fighter in order to be able to commentate on what professional fighters are doing. So MMA guru has no right to be this bad. This narrative is something that we're seeing quite a lot now. Anytime an MMA or boxing analyst comes out and shows the skills online, people will say stuff like, "I'll never take your commentary serious ever again." But is saying that justified? Then we had my sparring footage come out. If you haven't seen it yet, I will link it in the description down below. People were saying, "Shaun, you clearly don't know what you're doing." Other people were saying, "You can tell Shaun knows what he's doing. He's just a little bit rusty." Someone said, "Shaun, it only looks like you've had 3 kickboxing lessons." Although no one's going to throw a back kick like that after 3 kickboxing lessons. Go back and watch that video. I actually don't get hit that much apart from the leg kicks and the front kicks. You've got MMA Guru, who's released his footage. Okay, it was just on pads. We'd like to see a little bit of sparring, but it is what it is. It's good. He's putting himself out there. Then you've got me, who's released my footage after 18 months of not doing anything at all and being in and out of hospital with heart problems. And now, Wade Concept has just released his sparring footage. I'd never seen any of Wade's boxing footage at all. I've seen a few clips of him on Instagram, but nothing of him actually sparring. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at Wade's sparring footage and see how he's looking and react to it. And also make sure you subscribe, because I'm actually going to be doing a video reacting and analysing my own sparring footage. I react and critique other people's footage, so it's only right that I give myself the same treatment. So let's take a look at Wade's video. He provides some commentary over the top of this to give the full picture and the full context behind why he looks the way he does.
Ladies and gentlemen, I did something stupid today. I decided I wanted to spar Le'Veon Bell. You might have heard of him. All-world athlete, all-pro NFL running back, multiple years over, one of the best athletic specimens in the world, but he picked up the sport easier than Duke Dennis picks up girls. It's light work, which is what he made of. Hall of Fame running back Adrian Peterson. One punch, KO, flat out knockout.
Oh my days, what a knockout that was. I've never actually heard of this guy. So he's in the influencer boxing space.
I don't want to Le'Veon Bell. Hopefully you don't kill me.
All right, so I knew coming into this, first off, that Le'Veon was going to be a little bit more aggressive with me than Vidal was, but that I couldn't right away just let him walk forward without offering something. So I'm trying to work a jab to the body, showing him different looks. I still am trying to figure out sparring etiquette with some of these guys. I don't know how light or heavy to go. Like, I don't want to go too heavy and get fucked up because these guys are clearly better than me. But one thing I noticed with Le'Veon is he's so patient and he sees everything. I'm so fidgety and hesitant, and I just don't trust anything that I'm doing.
Well, first off, I think Wade looks all right, to be honest. So his stance is good. He's moving his head. He's probing the jab out there. Obviously, it all matters who we're comparing against. We are not comparing Wade against a professional boxer. He's a commentator. He's a YouTuber. He's a content creator. And in the meantime, he's done martial arts throughout his life. So we're not looking at a professional here. And that's one thing you've got to remember. I think sometimes subscribers will expect people like Wade, myself, or MMA Guru to be like professional level. And if you're not allowed to comment on anything combat sports related. But so far, Wade looks okay.
For me, it's like learning to walk again. I have no trust in any ability. I have no trust in the convictions of me actually throwing punches. And to be honest, I'm scared. Not of getting hit, not of getting hurt, but of getting tired. Another thing I struggle with is not being so predictable with my combinations and just moving so much. Look at how much I'm moving and how little Le'Veon is. Getting a lot with a little is what he does best in this spar, and you can see he rolls with everything. Again, I'm 6'4", I'm taller than Le'Veon, and I can't hit him.
I like that from Wade. That's something that I can definitely relate to as well, like just doing too much and not really getting any return for it. Le'Veon, is it? He's just touching Wade, just boom, boom, not afraid of getting hit, staying out of range, reacting, got the head movement, whereas Wade's moving a lot, doing too much, he just ends up gassing out too fast. And what Wade said about the fear of getting tired, that's something that I had as well, because when you're detrained and deconditioned, you know that your technique will be sound for like the first 30 seconds of the first round. Go and watch my sparring. Jab looks on point, me kicks look okay, and then there's a vast drop-off in technique. The fatigue will make your technique sloppy unless you're a high-level professional fighter. And that's another thing I see people say. The fatigue doesn't make the professional fighter's technique bad. Yeah, of course. The professional fighters. We're talking about commentators here, content creators, analysts who do martial arts at most as a hobby or as a lifestyle, a way of life.
Look at I'm tired. 13 seconds in the first round, and I'm dead tired. Walking myself into corners. This is not great. And just, yeah, lunging at stuff, it's just not there, man. My hand's not where they need to be. I don't want to make any excuses for this because there's no excuses to be had. I'm just not very good, but everybody knows that I'm the first guy to critique and criticize misfits, whoever, all these other boxers. Now imagine that kind of criticism for boxing technique and then me myself not being very great. I'm about 10 to 100 times more critical of myself, which is why I hate even watching this. But I need to feel like this.
Yeah, he's being a bit too harsh on himself here. Just as I am. I like to be harsh on myself because it allows you to actually have higher standards for yourself.
Jaw was looking for something. It's funny, Le'Veon told me that they usually go 5 minutes at a time. He's like, we'll let you go 3 though. 30-second rest in between rounds. I did have bronchitis and still do have bronchitis. I'm on antibiotics.
That's going to kill you off. When you're on antibiotics, your whole cardiovascular system is just inhibited and shut down. We've seen it happen to professional fighters as well when they get on antibiotics for staph infection or whatever, and it destroys their endurance. Now, layer on top of that, not actually training, and I think Wade hasn't been training that much as far as I'm aware. There's no wonder he's going to struggle.
Reactive and slow, and I can feel that. The same feint over and over. That was probably my best combination I throw. It was just a 3-punch combo, and Le'Veon just like looks at it going by. He looked like...
The one thing I'm looking at is I'm looking at Wade's guard. Okay, he's saying that he might feel a little bit awkward with his punches, but his guard is always up and he's trying to move his head. That's just timing and rhythm. It takes a little bit of time for it to come back, but you're not going to have perfect head movement and perfect rhythm and perfect balance on your first session back.
And in a little hallway locker scene where he just like watches the punch leave him. And anytime you see me switching stances, it's because I'm tired. And honestly, because it's an easy way out. I'm not great as a southpaw, at least not purely boxing, but I do it because it's a little effort. I don't have to give effort to stay unorthodox and stay composed and stay technical. Instead, I just switch because it's easy.
I'm not too sure what he means there by it being easy to switch to southpaw. He might mean because he's got different weapons available to him and it makes it a little bit more difficult for Le'Veon to hit him.
That's where I live right now, in a place that's easy. Like I said, hands down, I'm walking straight into punches. Head movement is garbage. I'm trying to get under his jab, but I'm just... Again, rhythm's off. I'm in southpaw, which I shouldn't be in because I'm not great defensively, as you can see, and I have to switch back at a certain point. My jab's not great. It just sucks.
Here's the thing, you guys. This Le'Veon's actually very good, so you cannot be hating on Wade when it's like his first time back fighting. I don't know the background, I don't know the context, but obviously it's not good. You can hear the way he's talking about himself. He hasn't been holding himself to the highest standards. He's been sick. All these things that have got in the way. You can say they're excuses. They're not excuses. They're reasons. There's a difference. I sometimes don't want to give you guys my entire life story, but sometimes I have to. And it's not an excuse. It's a reason as to why I'm in the condition I am. And that's what we're looking at here with Wade. But people just want to ignore all that.
Everything I see sucks. If Le'Veon wanted to, he'd kill me right here. Straight up. We're not even 2 rounds in, and I can barely move. My quads are dead. My shoulders are dead. I'm dead. Just eating shots. Just boom, boom, boom. Straight to my noggin. And again, it's cool because I got headgear on, so I can just walk through that. That's fine. I know better than this. That one hurt. I know better. Look at Le'Veon. He said, don't sit down. I love him for this, though, man. He was like, don't lean on the ropes. Don't. Look, I try to lean. He's like, nah. See, I sit at this desk every day, and I make these YouTube videos, and I go about my life indoors, essentially, in front of this camera with these lights on, and I almost kind of forgot what life before YouTube was. And I left that person behind. I lost a part of me. And the reason I'm sparring guys like Vidal, and the reason I'm sparring guys like Le'Veon is because I'm trying to find that person again. I miss his self-confidence. I miss his lack of fear. I miss his composure, his will, his hunger. All things that I have lost a little bit of. Funny enough, by sitting in this chair for so long, I've become too comfortable. So I came to this spar looking to be uncomfortable.
Love what he's saying there. And that's the thing most people don't realise. Doing this YouTube thing, it's a hard graft. You got to stay on top of ideas, stay on the latest trends. You've got to get the motivation to be able to sit down and perform on camera. I can tell you right now, 7 days of the week, I am usually not motivated to make a video, but I do it because I'm disciplined with it now. It's a part of my routine, but the motivation isn't there. I'm tired. I've been in the gym. I've still got the fatigue. I've got a family to look after. I've got to edit a video. I've got in-person in-person clients, online clients. I've got a lot of stuff going on. And same with Wade, he's got a lot of responsibilities. And unfortunately, sometimes training takes a back seat. You're trying to set your future up. You're trying to make decent money. Sometimes there does have to be a sacrifice.
Comfortable it is for me to watch myself look like this. And I'm fighting through fatigue, and I'm starting to try to count the minutes in my head. Like, my hands are just nowhere near where they need to be. And listen, there's no excuses to be made for this. It's simply a lack of keeping myself in decent condition, a lack of dedicating myself and pushing myself and holding myself accountable. No matter what my physical traits show me.
See, now you're starting to see the hands drop. This is where the real fatigue kicks in. And it's not just your heart rate that's through the roof. It's not just your breathing, which is extremely elevated. It's the lactic acid buildup in your shoulders, in your biceps, your triceps, your legs. This is when it gets hard. And the fact that they're only having 30 seconds rest, you're on antibiotics, it's hard, man.
My eyes don't lie to me. And being in there with him, he's just hard to touch. He's very twitchy. He's elusive, like that right there.
Yeah,
slips
that was
out
good.
of the right hand just easily. I'm throwing little short right hands, just trying to survive rounds. You know, look at me, I'm dead. And I'm just leaning in with my head, you know, just sliding away from that because you can see it very easily. Yeah, nice.
As Wade is doing this, I know what's going through his head. He's probably thinking, oh, I'm videoing this. I'm going to have to put it up on my channel. I feel like I'm extremely unskilled. I've got 300,000 subscribers. People are going to be laughing at me, saying this in the comments, because that's all the thoughts that I had myself. And you're thinking all this as you're throwing the punches. So rather than focusing on what you need to be doing while sparring, instead you've got that voice inside of your head telling you all this extra stuff.
You can't rely on Le'Veon or Vidal or FaZe Sensei or whoever to keep pushing me. At some point, I have to make a decision that I'm not going to quit. So I came here. And sure, I was physically dead tired right here. But the same reason I asked Le'Veon to spar, the same reason I made the trip up, 2-hour drive, pick up B-Dave, got bronchitis, on antibiotics, the same reason I filmed it knowing I would get pieced up, the same reason that Le'Veon, after round 2, sees that I'm going through it and gives me a little bit of encouragement. Same thing in round 3. And the reason that I decided to go another round is because I was more tired of just sitting here and watching life go on around me and just being reserved to waking up every day, walking up these stairs, sitting in this chair, recording a video, and acting like that's what life is. These last couple of years, I've reserved myself to just doing what's easy. You guys know I didn't grow up on the internet, and I think because of that, I have a better understanding of life outside of it. Le'Veon was nice enough to not hit me too hard. He was nice enough to allow me to get some work, but we both knew what it was. I especially knew what it was. And yeah, you can tell I'm frustrated. And you'll notice in this spar, I haven't thrown one decent punch. Not one painful punch, not one. Oh yeah, just getting fucked up. That was great. Yeah, fantastic work.
Le'Veon's putting it on him now. There's a lot that I can learn from this as well, just how relaxed Le'Veon is. I dream one day that I can be that relaxed and be that fluid with me punches. That being said, Le'Veon, you know, he's not in his stance all the time. He's squaring up his stance. He's crossing his feet over. So you're not going to see him actually box like this. When you're boxing, you're going to be more in your set stance. You're not going to be just walking, doing this, bump, bump, bump. But he's just playing about right now. If Le'Veon was going up against someone who was a similar sort of skill level to him, then I guarantee you'd see Le'Veon fight and spar completely different to this.
It's pathetic. It sucks feeling like you can't. Hey.
Yeah, that was good. Wade's still going though. He's still trying.
Like no gumption about you. No want. No will.
Wade, you're saying that you've got no will about you. That last round, you looked pretty game to me. You was pushing forward. You was extremely fatigued, and you was throwing punches non-stop. That didn't look like a quitter. That didn't look like someone who didn't belong in there. It just looks like someone who's unfit and who hasn't trained in quite a while.
There's still more in my future, so I'm gonna keep doing these. And I'd be lying if I said that I don't care that I look like shit, or I don't care if I keep looking like shit, but I gotta push through that. I know you guys are gonna ask, am I gonna take a fight? Is this some road to a fight? I don't know. But what I do know is whatever this road is, I'm gonna keep walking down it.
That's good, that Wade. I like that. Very inspirational. I've seen a good few people in the comments saying, Wade is trash, Wade is this, he's that, I'm never listening to you again, never taking your commentary serious. And then Wade's clapped back at a few of the people in the comments, rightly so. And then those same people are saying, oh, you're showing your insecurities, showing your true character, Wade. The lad has clearly being out of the game. He's just said that he sat there in front of his frigging camera in his YouTube studio like a hermit for the last 2 years, not training whatsoever. And I see that some people seem to think that you never lose your technique. Once you've got your technique, it stays, which just isn't true. You need to have more realistic expectations. I thought Wade looked pretty sound here, apart from the fatigue. I believe if he was a lot fitter, people wouldn't even be saying the things that they were saying in the comments. Wade also said that he can't rely on FaZe Sensei, Vidal Riley, Le'Veon, or anyone else in the influencer space to get his work in. He needs to take it upon himself and hold himself accountable to train, which is great. But Wade, if you're watching this, let's get some work in. People on my channel have been asking for a collaboration for quite some time now, which I'm completely willing to do. So guys, it's on Wade's end if he wants to do it, because then we've got the narrative behind us of we are two similar channels, but we sit in our own little niches, and we're both trying to build ourselves back up after being out of the game for so long. So Wade, if you're watching it, hit me up. Guys, if you want to let Wade know that I've done a video on him, or if anyone who watches my channel is in contact with Wade, drop him the link to this video. Everyone, like this video. Appreciate you all. See you tomorrow.